cheap and shoddy and nasty, and they're not proud of it. That's just what they are. There's something about Hostage with its just endless reliance on images of loved ones being tied up and bound and abused. You know, it's really kind of tacky and seedy and And you sit there thinking, if this was just a scummy Roger Corman movie, I wouldn't care. There'd be a scene in a strip club, there'd be an exploding helicopter, it would be fine. You'd know where you are. But there's some kind of moral sanctimoniousness involved in putting all these sort of very leery, violent images, images of torture and all that stuff in front of us. But it's okay because we're rooting for the good guys. So
I haven't forgiven him since he tried to chat up my wife in London Zoo.
Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
When did Bruce Willis try to chat up your wife in London Zoo?
A couple of years back.
Really?
Yeah, and that's it. I'm not going to see any of his movies now.
Okay, fine. Well, believe me, you're not missing anything in the case of this. Shall we? Can I move swiftly on? You
move on before the Prime Minister comes out.
Okay. As Brad Bird left, you said the Prime Minister's statement is coming up, and Brad Bird said his statement is, actually, I quite like Boogeyman.
Well, it might be.
It might be.
I think it's unlikely.
9 songs. I talked about this a little bit after Cannes. 9 songs is the new film by Michael Winterbottom, and basically it's been described everywhere as the most sexually explicit film ever to be allowed into British cinemas. It's probably true. It's basically a relationship between two people which has broken down at the beginning of the film, and the guy is remembering his relationship, and he's remembering in terms of him going to a bunch of gigs, the 9 songs of the title, and in between that, the sex that he had with his girlfriend. And it's all done on handheld video, and basically the film's very short, it's only about 65, 70 minutes long, and about half of the running time is taken up with 2 people in a hotel room, or in their own room, having sex, having actual, real, here it is, we're not simulating it's sex. Now, do we have time to play a clip, or what do you figure?
Go ahead.
Okay, firstly, I should say that my big problem with this film is this. I didn't find it in any way arousing, which it clearly isn't meant to be. That's absolutely fine. One of the things that Winterbottom has managed to do, which I think is interesting, is to make the least titillating, most explicit movie around. I mean, it is astonishing that a film with so much explicit material in it, because there really is nothing left to the imagination, is so completely free of titillation, and good for him. In fact, it's dull, and I think he aimed for dull. My problem with it is that I found it irritating, and the reason I found it irritating was I found the 2 people irritating, and here's the reason why.
We spent my birthday in a hotel where a friend of Lisa's worked. Lisa gave me a book on the Antarctic as my present.
The ice is everywhere and everything. It spreads to all sides, an unbounded void of alien whiteness and geometric rigor. Antarctica is the highest, windiest, driest continent. Its topography and dynamics the simplest on Earth, an exercise in reductionism. The iceberg is a microcosm of Antarctica. It's a fragment torn loose from the continent, both substance and symbol. Within its ice, the berg contains a record of all ice terrains. As it moves away from the mass of ice, it gradually disintegrates. Most bergs will last less than 2 months in open sea.
Yeah. People will watch it with the sound down, won't they?
They will. They'll turn the sound up for the... oh, actually, ba-boom. Sorry, I missed that joke. Yeah, well done, Simon. Do you want to run it by me again?
No.
Okay. There's the songs which they'll turn the sound up for, obviously. The problem with the film, which is probably also its triumph, I hate these 2 people. I just found them really annoying, really aggravating. There's a great moment in which...
So they 2 like that all the way through?
All the way through. And the guy says, oh, she was great. She was one of those people. She was crazy and egotistical and carefree. And I think, who I would spend 2 minutes with and then leave because I can't.
An exercise in reductionism.
It is.
What is that?
But the interesting thing is that if you just said, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a film that shows everything, but absolutely is just, unbelievably dull, then for that, Winterbottom should be praised. When Winterbottom is good, like when he makes 24-Hour Party People, which I love to pieces, and, we had Tony Wilson on the programme, and it's a great, great film. When he's bad, he makes films like Jude and Butterfly Kiss, which is one of the, 20 worst movies ever made by anyone. And 9 Songs is like somewhere in the middle. On the one hand, it is incredibly dull and incredibly pretentious and incredibly full of itself. On the other hand, as a sheer technical exercise, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, fine. So you managed to do that, and at no point is anyone even vaguely aroused. My only concern is this. It's been passed uncut by the BBFC 18 certificate for cinemas. Fine. Great. They've made the decision that I predicted they would make. Incidentally, I'd like to say that I think I was the only British journalist in Cannes who said they'll pass it uncut in cinemas. They won't want to cut it.
Well done, you.
Thank you. You want to say that with slightly less sarcasm, because I've already had the Nick Broomfield bad breath thing. I don't have to go through it with you again.
No, you've done very well.
Can I just say, incidentally, Nick, if you're listening... Anyway,
That was like an Exorcist moment for me.
I hope it was. And, Nick,
Keep going.
Again, if you're listening, my breath smells, but your film stinks. The problem with it is that it's, when you pass that uncut on video, I think you're going to give yourself a precedential problem. I would think that in 6 months' time, there is every possibility that having passed 9 songs uncut on video, a distributor of a porn video could legitimately go to the BBFC and say, hang on a minute, if you've given him an 18 certificate, then give me an 18 certificate rather than an 18R certificate. And the BBFC's defence is, well, this is art. It's got narrative. It's got characters. I hate those kind of distinctions. I don't believe that you can distinguish between art and not art. So I think that they may have given themselves a rod for their own back. But hey, as far as the film itself is concerned, it'll come and go in the cinemas. There won't be any problem, with people who want to go and see it will go and see it. They won't be titillated. It is an interesting exercise, but a boring